Tuesday, can we get a document stamp? You've been notarized.
Let me ask you, what do you think of when you hear Rotary?
Well, I'll tell you what I think. You go and you all over, and then your toilet gets clogged, so then you have to call the meter.
Do you know what Rotary is?
Is it like a club?
Yeah, it's like a club. Do you know what kind of club?
I picture a bunch of old stuffy men sitting around smoking cigars, drinking scotch.
Now let's ask some actual Rotarians what Rotary truly is.
When I first moved to the area, I didn't know a lot of people, and I didn't have many friends. But then, when I joined Rotary, I gained friends, a community, and even a family.
To me, Rotary is about being part of our community. Rotary has contributed over $500,000 to places like our local zoo.
It's things like this playground. There was nothing here before. And now it's something everyone can enjoy.
My favorite part of Rotary is learning something new every week, straight from the top leaders in our community. I go to Rotary feeling stressed out from work, and leave feeling energized and empowered.
Rotary is about impact on a local, national, and global scale. Like this ballpark for children with special needs. And helping new Americans learn English in this classroom. Oh yeah, and did I mention that Rotary is working around the world on thousands of projects, such as eradicating polio and providing clean drinking water for millions of people. Rotary is where friends, neighbors, and problem solvers share ideas, join leaders, and take action to create lasting change. To find out more, visit fmrotaryclubs.org.
Good morning, everybody. I think it's great that we're all here together and able to socialize and share each other's fellowship. I think that's great. So I appreciate everybody that came. I think we have a few people too. So I'm going to do my first thing. We can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. United States of America. To the republic one nation, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, we're grateful to be back in each other's company. Guide us as we go forward into the sunrise of the new Rotarian year. Bless our leaders as we seek answers to novel challenges, so that we can move forward into this new year, continue to find fulfillment in service of ourselves, service to our community, service to the world. Keep us safe, bless us with your love.
We can do the four-way test, all the things that we think, say, and do.
Goodwill and better friendships, will beneficial to all concerned.
Yes, it is.
We're not going to sing today. We are gonna do 50 happy bucks and then 50-50. We have any happy bucks?
Yes, we do. I've missed it. And I'll start off by, I got $100. Because I missed it, and this probably saved me one.
Wow.
That'll be back around. I got another one for that.
Everybody appreciate it, and I really enjoyed having breakfast that I didn't have to cut.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that everybody could come today. That's my happy thought. And our house is sold. We settled July 29th. We're homeless for a month or so, but
You need a place to stay.
we'll figure it out.
What place to park
I
on?
have a different
Can I afford to rent?
I'm gonna have to be back. I'm glad to be back, and it's so nice to be part of Rotary, doing something good. It makes all the negative news out there. It's nice to be part of something.
$50-50. We have.
Might have some odds. I have an incredible COVID period looking construction for so long.
You may as well have our new friend.
Maybe I should get my number. 397.
Not yours.
I don't ever worry about it. 397. Uh-oh. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah. Get that ticket. Okay, the next item on the agenda is transferring to Gavel. He can do that when she gets on. I didn't touch it. But as everybody knows, Jeni did a great job last year. I reported that nobody anticipated an impact, not being anybody expected. I enjoyed working under Jeni and met with her and Ken quite often, and it was tremendously helpful for me. And I appreciate all the mentorship that you have provided last year, and that you will continue to provide. So, thank you. Looking for appreciation.
Oh, thank you.
And here's a pen I'm not going to put.
Okay.
But thank you very much for everything you did. Appreciate it. So we're going to install the officers, and I'm going to turn this over to Patrick.
Now, I have a sword. And since I'm clean, I was gonna make him kneel. But
I would have put it all over Facebook, but it wasn't right.
you will have a fabulous year and a lot of fun, and it's always making, so. Okay.
Thank you, Bill. And I'm going to ask the officers to come up as well, if there are any for the new year, just to be ready as well. Bill, this is quite an honor. Thank you for asking me to install you into the officers. As you know, Rotary is an awesome opportunity to do good in the community. Bill, you've been selected by the members of this Rotary Club to guide its affairs during the upcoming year. You've been entrusted with an important responsibility that will help shape your club's future. As incoming president, Bill, you've been elected to the office of president to the Rotary Club of Lancaster Sunrise by its members. It is the expression of their confidence in your leadership. So here's your oath. If you'd like to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Bill Weik, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of president of the Rotary Club of Lancaster Sunrise.
I, Bill Weik, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of Lancaster Sunrise.
And that I will, to the best of my ability, give support and assistance to the district governor and to Rotary International that will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
And that I will do to the best of my ability give support and assistance to the district governor and to Rotary International, and I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club.
Wonderful, thank you. And to the incoming officers, incoming again, right?
Well,
very good. You've been elected to the important positions in the administration of the Rotary Club of Lancaster Sunrise. This is an indication of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in all of you. They also believe that you will uphold the high traditions of our club, that you will give the best of your executive ability to the furtherance of the interests of your club and the carrying forward of the object of Rotary. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your ability and in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of this club? If you will, say, I will. I will. I hereby declare the new officers and director installed and give President Bill the gavel as a symbol of the transfer of the administration of this club. To the outgoing officers and directors, though you are retiring from the administration of your club, your continued active involvement is extremely important and highly encouraged. And again, thank you all for the year past where you served under difficult and hard circumstances and doing such a wonderful and beautiful job. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you.
We have increased salary.
Anything times 0 is 0.
Across the board.
Okay, Jenny, you have a Rotary Foundation.
I do. Very happy to say, as it came out at the end of the year, we had 20 new Paul Hairstyles. So I'm really happy. Hershey. So if you come up, please. I'm going to give this back. And he is a +1. Thank you very much.
Are there any announcements? So I just want to make the announcement of the birthdays, anniversaries. I was trying to figure out how I typically have them up there, but I have the presentation today by default, I think. But it's all good. Member birthdays this month, we have Mo Mazzari, July 1st, Roger Peterson, July 14th, and Russ, mine is July 42. Happy birthday. Here's a brother. Dave joined Rotary. Scott Chamberlain joined 3 years ago on July 1st. Jeni Roberts joined 28 years ago on July 1st. Heather Rainier is a year today. Melissa's a year today. Robin Kelty is 2 years today. Celso Macias is 3 years, and Mel Carlton is 12 years. Congratulations, everybody. This thing isn't working like I was hoping it would work this morning, but I'm going to go through a couple things for this year, talk a little bit about I would say about a week and a half ago, all the incoming presidents had a meeting with the new district governor, and he went through some things that felt should be passed on, and I think are good to be passing on. But the Rotary International Vision Statement, I have it up here, and basically it says, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. I had that video because I think still there's a lot of people, even in Rotary, that don't necessarily know what Rotary is. And I really want to work hard this year to make sure that we can change that shift a little bit and figure out how we do that, because to be part of Rotary is one thing, but to be active in Rotary is another. Two different things. The theme for the Rotary International President is Rotary opens up opportunities. And from that, the district governor, he basically has 4 goals for the district for each of the clubs. One is to increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. Obviously, I think if we go through each of those, there's a pretty lengthy summation that he has for each of them, but basically it's expanding the reach to get new members, get them involved, and adapt is how did we adapt and remain Rotary Club through COVID. And I think we have a lot of time ahead of us to figure out what that ultimately is going to mean for this club, and we'll talk a little bit about that as I go forward. I was going to buy sugar cookies for today, but I wasn't sure if I could bring them in. Today is National Sugar Cookie Day. I did learn some things from this. I don't know if you know, but sugar cookies were founded in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And there's a little bit of a history. I won't read it for everybody, but I thought that was actually pretty impressive. Did anybody know that? I heard on WGL it used to be called the Nazarene cookie before they made it to sugar cookie. Before I heard that this morning on WGL. So here is some of the things that I believe that we're going to be challenged with this year, and I'm going to try to work my best magic on. And I reviewed some of these things with the board, but what do we do post COVID-19? We're still in it. I mean, we're all sitting here wearing masks. We're only allowed a certain amount of people here, but I think we still have to have a consistent drive to get new members. Inviting people that and talking about Rotary. And I think there needs to be a drive to be involved in the community. And again, that's limited a little bit. Our right for literacy was canceled, unfortunately. And we have to fundraise to provide support to our ongoing things that we want to do. We passed a budget at the board at the last board meeting that basically was nothing. You know, because we don't know where the money's going to come from, and we know where it's going to go, but we're going to be faced with some challenges, and I'll talk about fundraising a little bit. But you know, we're going to update the budget hopefully in September. You know, Sean and I will work with that. But for now, we have a lot of unknowns in where we're heading. The car show is canceled for September 19th, and we'll talk about that replacement here in a little bit. I think we need to remain diligent. If you're engaged, remain engaged. If you're not engaged, get engaged. We need help from everybody. Everybody joins Rotary for different reasons. You know, and if you're a new member in the last year or so, you know, ask what you can do, and hopefully some of the older members that have been around are asking what they need done. So I think that we have to really get many people involved to make it enjoyable for everybody. I apologize about my slideshow this morning not doing what it's supposed to do, but so I'm going to go back to the district. What the district governors challenged each of our clubs is, what will the club do to open Rotary opportunities in your community? And why is your club goal to accomplish this? And what is the club's plan to achieve this goal? So I had to submit, as the president, what I thought was the right answer. And I'm going to share those with you so everybody knows what we have to do. So that was the benchmark for July 1st of this year. And then in June of next year, we have to submit the answers to whether we achieve this or not. So I think we need to develop club leaders capable of serving our club and in Rotary beyond the club level. And what I feel is we have some really good talent here that is untouched. We have to work at that, not only myself, but the board, the officers, and every member. We have some really, I'll use experienced Rotarians that have done a lot of things, and we should lean on them to help us and be our consultant as we kind of move forward. This is needed to have a lot of things that we want done to fall in place, because I've been in many organizations where the same people are doing all the stuff all the time, and we have to figure out how to share that among more than just a few handful of people. Each one of us needs to be asking for help from people, because I found in my lifetime, and I think even just my short time as Rotarian, it was Ken Roberts that came in and asked me and said, Bill, I don't know that he asked me. He said, Bill, you need to be president. So I had to rethink that. But I think when you're asked upon to do stuff, you end up, it's hard to say no if you're voluntarily coming here. The salary is still zero for anything you do, but the rewards can be great, but we have to tap into those people. What's the club's goal to accomplish this? I mentioned that we had several members and begun the process of getting them involved in committees. I'm going to be publishing my workbook for this year probably the next day or two via email for everybody to have. But it's to engage them to become more involved in tasks and get them engaged with members who have been active in Rotary, and also in projects that will help them better understand why we do what we do. I think that's going to be a big step for us to achieve what the district is trying to accomplish. And then our plan to achieve the goal through all the committees. I think this year as president, I want to really start working in the next month to engage all the chairpersons to start getting at least quarterly reports of the committee activity. It's twofold in that, because if they submit a quarterly report that we did nothing, I hope they feel embarrassed. And if they submit a quarterly report of what they did and it was tangible, that's awesome. And then I talked with Steve Bell, and I didn't respond to your email, Steve, but we want to engage a strategic plan committee to start incorporating these things into the strategic plan and other things, and bring that back to life and get the whole club involved in what is our strategic plan. I don't know, I'm not going to ask for a raise of hands, but how many people here actually know what the strategic plan for this club is, and if they've seen it? That's shame on all of us. We have to really make sure that we create a document that's going to be beneficial to all concerned, but meaningful by sharing it. Because Steve and select few can sit down and create a great document, but if we don't implement and engage people in it, it's not going to be beneficial. So here are my goals. Some of these are carryovers from Jeni because she had some great goals written down. But I think the number one thing is really, what is the new normal for Rotary post-COVID? Because just like I mentioned earlier, we've been going Zoom meetings for a while, but we had to cancel the Ride for Literacy, we had to cancel the car show. There's going to be a new normal, and I'm hoping we get back to that eventually, but it still could be different. We have to sustain and increase the club's membership base, and that's everybody's responsibility. That's my goal, but we all have that responsibility. It's everybody thinking about somebody that's going to benefit by sitting here with all of us. We talked about engaging the strategic planning committee. I think that's probably going to be the goal that's going to be the most tangible for myself and for the club. Implement successful international local service projects. Support the Rotary Foundation through both financial contributions and program participation. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And Patrick has agreed to chair that. Jeni has agreed to be right by his side. And I think we have some great opportunity to educate people, because I don't think we still have a full understanding there. And again, I want to continue with myself, my team, to develop club leaders capable of serving this club in different positions. Heather's on the board. Heather right here is a great example. She's on the board. She's less than a year. Robin's LT, she's 2 years, and she's working her way up through. We have some great new members that are getting themselves engaged, but we need to get everybody engaged. Have members attend the district assembly, RLI, foundation dinner, and the district conference. If I had to pick between all of those, RLI has been tremendously valuable to go to and attend. Melissa went last year for her first time. Jeni went last year for her first time. But there's some great information. You learn so much there about what Rotary is and what all these different things are, and it was really, really valuable. And Rotary it's up in Campville, and it's all day on a Saturday. Wine the night before is not necessarily recommended. We were at Trace Bone. But anyway, and then this is a carryover from Jeni, and I really want to figure out how I'm going to engage Ryan Shank heavily in this. But we need to have all club members join Club Runner, because that is the primary means of communication via Club Runner. But yet you can send out an email to 63 people and only 8 people open it up and read it. I mean, the statistics are terrible. But we also need, I see likes on the Facebook page. Ryan Shank has been doing a great job of constantly putting things on there, but everybody needs to like and share that. And it's going to become contagious, I guess is the word. Fundraising. So currently, the only fundraising opportunity we have right now is September 19th. We're going to have document shredding. Marco, which used to be Phillips, is going to be providing support for that event, where people bring their personal boxes and stuff, And this was an idea that Steve Torrance put out on a phone call, on a Zoom call, and all of a sudden it now became an event. And he was at the, Betty, where was that at? The Lancaster Airport?
Shredded.
Yeah, the Lancaster Airport for one of the, it was, people were showing up with boxes and boxes, and you just charge a nominal fee, $5 a box or whatever, and make sure people know what it's going for and why we're charging. But that's scheduled, and that came from just an idea. So there have been several ideas related to virtual cooking classes, virtual wine tasting things, and they're being proven out. I think Heather's working on some things and stuff, but we can't live in a world right now that we're going to be able to have these large gathering events. So we're going to have to think differently. And what I would challenge everybody to do is, if you have a thought of something you did or something you think will work, throw it out. I mean, that's all Steve Torrance did, and now we have an event. So it's everybody to help think about things that rainproof events are great. There's lots of things out there that are being done, but we have to just keep remaining diligent in that area. So if you have any ideas, send them to me, send them to the board, send them to whomever, send them to the whole club. Because I think it's all of us trying to figure out how we are going to make things different post-COVID. So district club grants, I just want to kind of go through this a little bit and talk about what we are doing here as a club, just so everybody has that information. The district club grants projects, and they're basically short-term. Typically, most of them are local, but they could be international. We partner with the club abroad. The district provides $2,500, and historically, the club has provided $2,500. So it's the $5,000 grant that we've applied for. So I can tell you this: I've applied for it, and I got the language that gave me confirmation that you're not guaranteed that you probably got it. So talking with Steve and Jenny, basically that is the same. So we will know, I think, the end of September. So the end of September, August or September, they said that they will let us know. So I applied this year for the Lancaster Early Education Center. I want to talk a little bit about them and also why, because I think it's a great thing, because they're a 501c3. They're downtown in the city. And what they do is they provide childcare subsidized heavily, and it's on a sliding scale, but you have to be working or you have to be in a training program for work to have your kid. They don't want you dropping your kid off and going back home and watching TV. So it's really to support the working poor that can't afford full-fledged daycare. The 75% of the families that they take care of have annual household incomes of less than $25,000. And where things go awry in the childcare world is, if you're making less than $25,000, half of your income is going to childcare. That's terrible. So they really feel a great void downtown, but because they are downtown, space is a problem. They went through a recent renovation, and they put a playground on the top story of their building so they can give their children access to playing and having good social time absent of the streets. So the nice thing is they provide support to two of the Rotary's 6 avenues of focus: economic and community development, and then maternal and child health. And they're, so it made sense as we talked through this, and, Melissa's intimate with them, and, we've supported them for years at their events and stuff, and it's a great program. So what the executive director wants to do is have us provide that, since it's a new space up there, provide this storage center set for them so they can store all their toys and some things and activity things that they can put in there. The other opportunities that we have from a community service perspective is, I committed us to in this fall and the spring of each year. They buy the mulch, they just need cans. It's small, so it's probably 10 or less people to help mulch their area upstairs, up in the top loft. So she'll be near, will be getting in touch with us when that happens. The foundation, I talked earlier, Patrick Kirkham has agreed to lead this committee. I think that we really need education on this consistently. You know, there's every Rotarian every year. What does that mean? People give $100 typically. What does that mean? Paul Harris Fellow, what does that mean? I think we just need to really get the new members that aren't intimate with that kind of understanding to understand when they give, why they're giving and where it goes. And that's the challenge that, you know, Patrick's going to have this year. We've just always once a year just kept asking people for money, and I don't think we did a good enough job of saying why we're asking in words. And, you know, so. I really like this, and I have kept this. Jeni gave me this last year for the slideshow. The goal of a true leader should always be getting everyone around you to achieve the most they can and possibly achieve. And that's important. And Jeni, I was exchanging emails the other day, and she said, well, my success was surrounding myself with good people. And I think that's a resounding theme. And, you know, anybody read any of Ronald Reagan's books, that's the theme in all of his books. And, you know, that's what we all want to be, is surround ourselves with all these great people. That's all I have. Anybody has any questions, comments, thoughts? That's Scott Chamberlain. I don't know if he's on. Oh, there's Heather. Are you in Subaru with Heather?
I just got to the office after dropping my car off.
Any questions?
Just a thought of, you're thinking about fundraising activities. One of the things we have amongst our club is a number of people who have gone off on missions to do small scale construction, repair type projects. And I wondered if maybe we could put a crew together that would be available as a fundraising crew, that we could, you know, solicit people who may need projects done that they can't do themselves and would be willing to pay a crew to come in and do some painting or light repair type thing. There's a number of us that are used to doing that kind of thing and can't really go out and do it internationally right now because everything's shut down. I'd be willing to be a part of that crew. I'm sure Dave would, and Glenn and a few of us that maybe that would be a fundraising opportunity to say, we've got Rotary workers here. You know, if you have a small project, a weekend project, whatever, maybe we could use that as a fundraising tool.
I was even looking at that little ad you had for $5,100 shed.
Yeah, I was thinking we could build that.
You got to build that there. And plus, it's on the roof. How are you going to get that thing from the ground to the roof without getting the crane to pick it up and move it there versus take it all apart? If you take it all apart, you might as well build it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could build a shed like that for roughly.
Well, and that would be a great thing because then we could use the rest of the money for something else.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe stuff for inside that.
One thing we could also do is an online auction. I mean, many of us have businesses or have friends that have businesses that say, hey, you have up to 500, 600, 700, whatever it is, and you'd like to donate to Rotary, and we do an online auction, create a little website or something like that. That might be a fun way to.
I think we should explore that, and that came up before. And I think it's a matter of getting a core group of people together and figuring out what are the steps that need to go. Because again, I go back to Steve Lawrence, and you know, he put the idea out. I reached out to Marco. We think, hey, it's going to be at OAL, so if it rains, it can be under the portico. It's going to be on Saturday, where we don't have patients that are going to be coming in and out. I mean, it's you know, that's getting all those steps in place and what the logistics are. And we're going to soon get the materials together so we can get that marketed. You know, and the nice thing is it can be really no contact. People open their trunk, you get, you know, everybody has their PPE gear, which we have, and then we make sure that if we're still in a state of whatever, I don't even know, but you know, we can manage that.
To bring back the car wash.
So we talked about the car wash tickets at the board, and there seems to be a resounding theme of that seems to be more of a tax on the members, not necessarily a fundraiser.
How many people went up and sold their car?
I sold them to Melissa. Hey.
Yeah, well, she did one. She did. I got the other ones back. But I just saw it as, you know, here, give me $80, give me $160, and give you tickets. If you want to sell them, get your money back, that's fine. But I just saw it as a tax on us, kind of voluntarily, involuntarily, at the benefit of, you know, the car wash company. So I thought there might be a better way. And that's kind of why I was saying that all of us missing meetings, and all that kind of stuff. If you could just say, hey, listen, I didn't spend $15 to eat breakfast for the past, you know, 2 months or whatever. Why don't I make a $40, $50 donation to our Rotary Club to offset that, no skin off our nose compared to what it would cost us. A little bit of fundraiser to help with the district fund. We've got the district car show. Like that, 2 major fundraisers are not happening in our life.
Yeah. I'm a supporter of the car wash. I hear what you're saying, Bob, but yeah, I thought the same thing. But I do use it. I
rode my cars through all the time. 6 cars. But that's just, you know, it's certainly an idea, and we can bring it back if the overall majority of people want to do it. It's probably not an issue. I did ask her if I could just have a few people buy them, gal from the car wash company, and she said, no, it's not really for that.
So how does that work? You get a certain amount from the car wash?
Correct, yeah.
And
you buy the tickets for what, $8 a piece or something like that, and then they give you, they pay like $4, okay.
The tickets are worth $8 to go to.
Right.
You get them for $4.
We only pay $4. So the club gets $4 for every ticket. So
that's sold.
Right? But you have to take a certain amount. You can't give any back.
Yeah.
No, you can give them back at the end. If you say, here, I got 40 of them, so it's
they give you 1,000 tickets. And, you know, we only sell 800 of them.
Maybe that can be part of Patrick, the one-line auction piece too as well.
They did talk that new car wash there was, and he said he'd be willing to work with the club. So that's a different option. That's a better location. I don't know what they offer. They did ask all the generals.
I will tell you, a couple of years ago when we did the car wash, I forget what organization for the Heart Association. We did, for the Heart Walk, we did the car wash at our office at Oregon Pike. We made hundreds of dollars. It was
you wash cars that people pull through.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's
something that we can do for almost zero.
Correct. It is.
To your other point, Dave, if a club member wanted to make a donation to the club, how would they identify it for Sean? So it's not foundation or some of the other, it's not club dues. What do we?
I guess
Happy
right
Bucks.
on the note that you're making a donation to,
Yeah.
you know, something.
Happy Bucks go right to our bottom line.
Right.
That's another way to do it. You just say, here's a check, I'll put it in Happy Bucks.
It might make sense for us to explore the car wash. I think we have to just make sure that those that don't want to sell tickets and don't want to buy tickets, that was the issue. They sell.
Yeah, you could always give them back. That's right. You could do that. Not many people did. It's almost serious, but you know, I mean, it's still, there was some people who said, you know, but here, I'll just give you the $80 to make all this stuff.
Correct.
And here's what they
I will say for myself, I didn't use them, that monthly thing, but I gave them to, for kids and friends and put them in.
employees, yes, they do make a nice, yeah.
So are we okay as a group here if we revive that and
Talking stuff.
will someone take ownership of it? And pay the tickets or? Own to go to the car wash, get the tickets? Okay.
And what you probably, I would suggest maybe just get a form that goes around and somebody pre-orders, and then we don't get 2,000 tickets, pay for it, and then we 30,000 back. We might want to just get a feel for how many tickets we might get. So I'm burn out the people. Right?
I don't see him raising his hands.
He's got to get down.
Dave.
So, just like to bring in something that's kind of weighing on my mind for a while. I'm thinking about it, sort of, I want to throw it out to see if the club might have some next year. And I think what we do, and we're talking about doing the early learning center, great, part of the parade is great. But if you look at the studies, and they're pretty prolific, they determine the trajectory of a child is whether they have two parents in the house. And in most cases, 7% of Blackbirds past number of years have been out. So I think there's a whole generation, maybe a couple generations of men out there that don't know these people. And so I just wonder if there's some organizations that we can partner with to find a way to get those people and fathers and our fathers in the club, find some way to mentors, find some way to teach men how to fathers. I think for me, we do a lot of great stuff. We have to worry about spreading ourselves too thin. So, but if we can get to something which I think is kind of a real issue, I think it'd be a very positive move to find somebody to partner with, how can we help this problem.
I think it would work. I don't know if there's got to be an organization out there that's partner with.
And I don't know, obviously, we need to do some research, but I'm throwing it out there because it's a club. It's something that you want to consider, and then you spend the energy to go research it and say, hey, okay, here's something to be part of it. There's 5 organizations that are involved in this. How can we assist them?
So you're not suggesting that we function as surrogate fathers, you're suggesting that we actually help fathers who are not involved in the kids become better parents.
Support groups. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how it manifests itself. There could be mentor groups out there. Could be participating in some kind of training. I mean, none of us have probably had any formal training on it, other than our fathers and the fathers, perhaps. But there's, I think, a whole couple generations.
No surrogate fathers.
What's that?
No surrogate fathers.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else for the thoughts? Thank you, everybody. I was going to grab on the way out. Up and on.
Minutes, at least for any short term.